Hi, Chill Peaks here. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. I have an exclusive piece of content just for you. It's a short story that I wrote. It's called Zeno's Found. It takes place in a dark, gloomy forest in our backyard. And our dog, Zeno, he goes dashing into the woods in the middle of the night, chasing something. We don't know what it is, if it's paranormal or physical, but what we do know is that Zeno is family. He's our dog that we raised since a pup. So we're gonna go find him. I hope you enjoyed the story. It has a lot of vivid and surreal psychedelic imagery. It was fun to write, and I hope you find it immersive and a fun read. So let's get to it. Punch the intro. Ticks, crickets, and whispers crossed behind our field, especially in increasing proximity to the edge of the tree line. A lush density of mystery stood there, where last I'd seen Zeno. His four-legged sprint is always unmatched, his speckled coat dashing but dissolved into the deep echoing slips between trees. How those aged wind dancers stand so gently and yet with sinister might, I do not know. Neither was it clear if my knees buckled or waited eager upon their fate. For Zeno, his family, raised with sweet scratches and abundant love since a pup. There is no question. We must find Zeno. What compelled Zeno to dash into the woods? I picked an opening and imagined a path where none was made, guided instead along sprouted roots, thick and with entries and exits from the ground. Everything here undisturbed and without intrusion. Rather, the forest carries me forward with welcome and an unspoken desire for roaming souls, every step carried forward in gentle darkness. After some while, my legs grew sore and thought to rest. Nevertheless, muscle, joints, and bone balanced themselves enough to cross acres no longer tracked. Nature, as it so often does, deceived the human sense of time. Hours are lost in a mind so focused and in search of Zeno. It grew harder as darkness remained unbroken. Makeshift paths forked and turned so many I wondered, how will we get back? All the while, when the tiniest sounds pinched through the foliage, I turned and sought it out. There is no question what cost I would be willing to pay. Hesitancy was long gone. My biggest leads came with occasional barks in the distance. At last, signs of my Zeno, and they grew with climactic swell deeper into the night. My legs in need of a final push found strength, and so began my dash towards Zeno's yells. Now came a fight, for in this state, consciousness grew faint and my vision tunneled, paths morphed, bent with tricks and hallucinatory folds caused by the will of a once dormant forest. It was at this time I first noticed a gleaming light in the distance. I kept going. At once upside down, sideways, and pulled downward from gyroscoping trails, I could not stop running to my distressed Zeno. The further I traced this unknown manifestation, the stronger I sensed the forest grow with aggression and might. Was it to stop this desperate seeker? What madness, magic imbued this pit of nature? Certainly not the nurturing sense we find in most outdoors. From what affection arose this torturous maze that took my Zeno? Zeno, of course, could probably dash unwittingly through this place, no fucking problem. Not me. I remained entangled in movement through an omnihedral labyrinth, forced forward and lost accelerations. I thought to slow down and did so. Cease to feed this hunger consuming me, I said. Breathe. Accept the transformations. If a night forever spent in darkness calls, so be it. What's the hurry on a path eternally stretched? Zeno's untired bark still carried in the air, so there is yet something worth my struggle. Focus. Remember, Zeno's always been my rock. I'm not going anywhere either, I cried to my friend. When, on the inside, I found acceptance to this torture, my next step tumbled, my footing lost and letting go, at an instant arriving to a small clearing in the canopy. Venus faintly resting on Orion, and just shimmering with celestial companions in the deep blue canvas. Zeno, my friend, here you are. Here you are barking at the presence of infinite beauty, so I thought. Zeno arrived at a place of ritual. Was that a grave before him? No, there shimmered something, and it was neither Venus nor apparition. Now, in quietness, Zeno stood a good boy with calm in his heart to see me. You want to show me this, Zeno? Is that what this is about? I crouched down to peer into the radiating light. From the burial shone rays as bright as the sun, with silky flares emanating and wrapping themselves around us. A shard of matter so eternally changing, shifting in luminescence, perhaps a radioactive fragment, perhaps a star sent to share a sublime hypnosis. Whatever it was, it now lay uncovered and, to my guess, the source of this intoxicating air. It was hard not to weep at such beautiful perceptions. Zeno snuggled into my lap. We sat, and we gazed. Perhaps in the morning we'll find hope to escape this most sweet spell. Or perhaps it is already too late to save us in this poisonous dream.